Hi, I got this question that some of you had an error, namely content found outside the HTML tag, and I shall help debugging it. So what is going on here? When a request comes in to the Boomla server, Boomla parses that request, creates an object for it that is the request file, and then it passes it into your application. Your application runs, generates response, possibly by also executing other applications. And then in the end, these applications that was executed that you also see in the URL. So the URL identifies a file that is executed and the associated application runs. So the point is, after this application finishes execution, it returns a response to Boomla in the form of a response file. And then it's up to Boomla to format this response correctly and then return it to the user. So when you get this error that content found outside the HTML tag, this is when Boomla is trying to take apart the response you are trying to send back and format it correctly. And it could not do this formatting or this parsing to then send it back correctly. So let me show you an example code snippet here. So this is a minimal HTML5 document that you could be sending back to your visitor. Now, this has a HTML tag. So what the error says, content found outside the HTML tag, this means that content was found either before this HTML tag or after this HTML tag. Or much more likely, you had two HTML tags inside it. So for example, if inside the body, you would add another complete HTML document, possibly with a doc type as well, then Boomla would find that before this HTML tag there is content, or after this closing HTML there's another content. So this is the most likely cause, and we have to hunt it down. So now that we understand what's going on, let's go on the hunt. So this is a clone of that website and we are getting this error. How to, or what to do now? We are requesting the root file. So let's open the IDE, go a level up and find the root file. So this file is being executed. Here is the type. So in this case, this root page / version2 app is executed. Now in this case, I know that all this application does is go inside that, find the main bucket and execute, like pass on the request to that file to handle it. If you didn't know that, you would come here and possibly look into this application. I'm just going to click it, go into version 2, and this request method is executed. If this request method doesn't exist and we go a level up, possibly the code could be in this file itself, so you could look in the body, but in this case it's an app1, which is like the generic application in Boomla. So inside it we are going to look for the request file. It has the file type SJS4, which is a server-side JavaScript engine. I'm looking inside it, and here this has minimal code. I can see that F points to the current file, which is the root file in this case, because that was executed. And then we are querying the file system, so searching the file system for any files inside the main bucket. And then we get the first of those files and call the request method on it with the same input request file that we have obtained ourselves, or well, ourselves, so our application. So I'm going back. This was probably the hardest part to, where am I? I'm already at the top, sorry. Okay, so inside, so this root application is executing the first one in the main bucket, which is this. Now, this means that we could also just open this file. Let me open this, and we would get the same error, because whether we revisit this file or the root file doesn't matter. So we have localized our issue. So I'm going to close the outer one, or I'll leave it open, but we can now follow on from here to dig deeper and deeper, closer to the root cause. So this is the landing page app. This is a generic application, again, that doesn't do much. It has 4 buckets: header fixed, main, footer, and footer fixed, which are the top of the page. Both the header fixed and the main bucket are presented at the top, and the footer and footer fixed are at the bottom. Okay, so what I would do here is simply remove all these contents to verify that removing them removes the problem, fixes the problem. So let's remove those, refresh, and voila, we get an empty page. So we have fixed the issue, we don't get the error anymore. So this verifies that one of those files is the culprit. So let's just randomly delete half of those files, refresh again, and we still get the error, which is nice because now one of those 2 causes the issue. We are getting closer. Remove another one, and the error is still present. Great. So now it's inside that grid. Now the grid application, we can also go to uikit.boomla.net. Like we could look this up, uikit.boomla.net, and there is this layout grid element. So this does all this does is provide a layout for the contents, either with 1 or more columns, but this is again just rendering the children. So if we go inside it, we can see it has 1 column. Let's go inside that column, and now it has contents. So we have 2 options. Either it's the grid application causing the issue or one of these contents. So if I remove this, or all of these, and refresh the page, sorry, that one, then the error is gone, which means it was one of those files. Let's repeat this, remove one of them, refresh. There you go, the error is still there, so it means it's the tabs application. uikit.boomla.net/tabs. If you look around on the uikit.boomla.net website, layouts, elements, there should be a tab somewhere. So it's basically a tabs application like this one. So again, this is just rendering some contents. We go inside it, it has all these panels. So these are one of the panels. So this is one panel and another panel. So again, let's do this halving method, or actually, yeah, let's just keep one of those. Let's delete this. I don't know where the issue is. It's still there. Okay, let's delete that one as well. Okay, now the issue is gone. Undo, so it's inside this to watch file. Let's go inside that again, and that contains a gallery. Again, remove it, refresh. It's not broken. Undo, it is broken. Great. Now this gallery file is has a HTML1 type, which is, this should be containing HTML code, and voila, there you go, there is the HTML code. So if you wanted to put some content here, first, gallery is probably, I don't know what this should be, well, this could actually be a gallery. So I think the user is trying to load some script and an application here. So first thing, let me just write any content here so that we can be sure we fixed it. Okay, it's fixed now. So at this point, we could undo all of our changes to restore the original website, because we don't want to remove everything. So let's just remember that we are here with the issue, and I'm going to okay, let me refresh this page, go to the top, and all the changes, we are 2 hours off, so I'm going to undo until the clock says it was roughly us. Yeah, there you go. So this was probably my first change, so I still undo this. All right, at this point we have restored the changes from the owner, and at that point, if I refresh this, actually here, the gallery should be still there. There you go. And the content should be the original. Okay, so I cut this again, say something, and the original page should load now. and there you go, there is my content. So this is where the user was trying to add this custom widget, whatever. I'm closing that one. So how to do this? So the user was trying. Yeah, actually, I shouldn't be explaining how to embed external scripts here, because that would be too much for this video. It would be out of scope here, so I don't want to make this too long. Anyways, the way to solve this issue is to get rid of these HTML elements, because that doesn't belong here. You should only have the actual body inside this element, and possibly if you want to load the script, that should probably go somewhere else as well. But basically, keep your content here, only your content, get rid of everything else, unless it is the root, it is the root file of a page, because in that case you can have those elements around it, but don't have nested HTML elements inside one another. That's it.